to mention all the girls clamoring to catch his eye, especially that Marinette dummy and that stuck-up Chloe.
What might drive an already malicious villain to total corruption? Lila started Miraculous Ladybug as a simple transfer student with an interest in Adrien, but throughout the years, she evolved to become the most formidable enemy Ladybug and Cat Noir have ever faced. Her unique skill set makes her dangerous, from masterful disguises to manipulation techniques that fool her most cunning adversaries. Now that she has the Butterfly Miraculous, it seems like nothing will stand in her way, but she may become her own worst enemy as she allows her new powers and abilities to cloud her judgment. Lila has always played the long game and bided her time before taking a calculated risk. Still, as her time with the Butterfly Miraculous continues, she may discover the jewel driving her toward insanity. Today's video will be about Lila, her Miraculous, and how it may corrupt her before Miraculous Ladybug reaches its epic conclusion.
Oh, I love your sense of humor. I remember now that Ladybug's mentioned it a few times.
Number 1. Amplifies her negativity. We've had a few glimpses into Lila's personal life. The most substantial evidence we have about her upbringing and day-to-day experience is in the episode Revelation, when we learn that she has more than one mom and spends time living with each of them, while coming up with lies to explain her prolonged absences. However, in her brief interactions with one of her mothers, she seems genuinely well-loved and cared for, and there's no indication that she's experiencing stress or strain at home. In simpler terms, her home life doesn't seem comparable to other characters like Adrien, Kagami, Ivan, or Nathaniel. We can assume that her malicious behavior and activities are inspired by something else. Perhaps a traumatic event from her past or an ongoing problem she's still struggling with off-screen. Regardless, she has many internalized feelings of rage, envy, and anger that she directs toward other people, especially Marinette. In using the Butterfly Miraculous to search for other people with similar negative emotions, Lila may heighten her own, amplifying her negative emotions until they're overwhelming. As a result, she may lose her cool and become less cautious whenever something upsets her. We may see this in Miraculous World London when her time traveling doesn't go according to plan and she screams in frustration, while throwing the items in her hideout.
That she sees any emotion she might be feeling as weakness, and it's devastating every time.
Number 2. Makes her addicted to control. While Lila may be losing control of her emotions, the Butterfly Miraculous is granting her control over others. How she and Gabriel utilize the Miraculous breaches autonomy and privacy. Although Lila receives permission from her akumatized villains before transforming them, by obtaining permission, Lila ensures her villains remain willing allies and hosts for her akumas, who won't abandon her plans mid-battle or turn against her. However, by making her villains believe they're in control, she puts herself in the perfect position to gain their trust and whisper in their ear, manipulating the battle and the Miraculous from afar. Although the heroes don't know it, Lila controls the battle before it begins. She handpicks an akumatized villain based on their strong emotional responses, making them easy to mold and manipulate. She then gives them precisely what they want, while allowing them to choose the power and their name, making them feel like they're in control. Then they watch the battle from afar, offering the akumatized villain suggestions that give the heroes a challenge. Then, if the battle starts going south, she will renounce her Akuma or hijack her villain's body, using them to attack the heroes with anti-Akumas, which drain them of their power. Whether they realize it or not, Lila always is in control, and she will cut her losses the moment she's not. The Butterfly Miraculous giving her that advantage may make her feel addicted to that power over others, influencing her to akumatize people more often, wreaking havoc throughout Paris.
You can't attach so much importance to your friendship with Marinette. She doesn't feel the same way.
Number 3. She loses her empathy. I know what you're thinking. Lila turns people into supervillains for personal gain. What empathy could she have? That's a valid point, but we must remember that we don't know everything about Lila's character or circumstances. We're in the dark about her motivations or what she wants to wish for with the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses. It's possible she wants to resurrect a loved one like Gabriel, or that she's trying to help someone she cares about, which would prove she has an abundance of empathy, perhaps so much that it's blinding her. We also don't know how Lila genuinely feels about the other characters. While she seems to hate Marinette, she may have befriended the others if she weren't so goal-oriented. However, by using the Butterfly Miraculous to enhance the negative emotions in others, it's only natural that her empathy toward other people will diminish over time. She has to approach people during the worst moments of their lives and enhance their negative feelings, fueling them to create the most powerful villains possible. She also can't allow her personal feelings to stand in the way of achieving her goal, and as we've already witnessed, She has no empathy for her Kwame Nuru. He begs her not to go through with her plans, desperately reminding her that her attempts can have devastating consequences, and she will either take away his ability to speak or force him to fall prone entirely.
Poor Adrien. Since you two are no longer a couple, he's got no one to protect him.
Number 4. She twists her worldview. Like many Miraculous Ladybug fans, I love Lila as the new antagonist. I think the series has only benefited from changing her role, and I'm eager to see what she does next. However, I miss the duality we saw in Gabriel, as we often frowned on his actions but understood why he fought so hard to defeat the heroes. He never stopped or gave up because to him, saving Emily and reuniting his family was worth the pain and suffering he caused throughout Paris. His worldview, however, skewed, came from a place of grief, love, and devotion to his life. It also helped Gabriel remain human despite it all, and for most of the series, it forced him to take a step back and reevaluate his actions when he went too far. Lila lacks this lifeline to make her take a step back. While Gabriel had personal connections and people who forced him to question his choices, Lila is utterly alone in her activities. She doesn't have a Natalie or Adrien to challenge her humanity or to pull her back from the brink. She also can't rely on Nuru to question her plans, as she forces him into obedience. Without such a lifeline or someone to challenge her at every turn, it's only a matter of time before Lila's worldview becomes skewed, as she will believe everyone is standing in her way and that she's in the right.
If you really insist, I'll do it. Seriously? How did she do that?
Number 5. Self-akumatization. Gabriel had allies to rely on when he needed a specific job done. He occasionally called on Natalie, Tomoe, Chloe, and even Lila herself to undergo an akumatization to do a particular task or play an essential role in a bigger plan. As we've just covered, Lila is alone, and I don't see her bringing allies into her underground hideout anytime soon. That means any big plan she needs to pull off will require her getting her hands dirty, similar to her plan in Miraculous World London. In the special, she discovered how to akumatize herself and used a journal to write down her experiences so she could remember them later. She then traveled throughout time using 2 akumatized forms, attempting to uncover Ladybug's secret identity and steal the Miraculouses from her. The scary thing is that she almost succeeded, were it not for Bunnix intervening to save the universe. Although her first plan failed, Lila can still akumatize herself at any point. Doing so will grant her an endless realm of powers to choose from while making her a formidable enemy for the Miraculous. Imagine a scenario where she grows tired of her akumatized villains failing or coming up empty-handed. In that case, she might start akumatizing herself, personally hunting down the heroes and attempting to steal the Miraculouses one at a time. If Lila's willing to play the long game, she could deplete the Miraculous' power by defeating each hero during one-on-one battles.
I could take a photo right now and post it online, but that would be too easy.
After watching the downfall of Gabriel Agreste and how he lost so much of his life to his pursuit of the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses, Lila should take precautions to ensure she doesn't end up in the same boat. Not only did Gabriel abandon Adrien in the end, but he was willing to risk everything to make his ultimate wish come true, including taking the full force of a cataclysm to his arm, which had dire consequences. Lila can't afford to be this careless, or she may lose her life before achieving her ultimate goal, meaning she can't allow her desperation to make her act carelessly. If using the Butterfly Miraculous starts to alter her perceptions, behavior, or motivations, any change from her current path could be catastrophic for her, leading to her capture or, like her predecessor, her death. With so much on the line for Lila, what do you think will be her ultimate downfall? Is the Butterfly Miraculous destined to corrupt every wielder who uses it for nefarious purposes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Toxic people like that are dangerous, and you just need to get as far away from them as possible.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Thank you, Sabine. You're like a mother to me.